Hi, it's Sarah from Sassy, and today I am bringing you another book haul. This is my thriller, suspense, psychological book haul, as well as my classics book haul. I have 4 suspense, horror, psychological books, and 3 classics, and so we'll just, dive right in. I've also done book hauls for horror, sci-fi, and fantasy, and they will be linked down below. I may even start a playlist. We don't know. So if you're interested in checking out any of those, if you like those genres, please do. And let's dive right in. So the first book is one that I've already read, one that I love, one that I need to film my thoughts on because it's so good. It is Dolores Claiborne by Stephen King. This, you guys, I hunted this novel down, and I almost could not find it at my local Books A Million, but it was hidden behind the fire starter, and I knew it was meant for me. Like, this book is my favorite Stephen King novel. I mean, I'm reading The Stand right now, so it'll probably be my second favorite one by the time I'm done with The Stand, but this is amazing. It follows Dolores Claiborne, and the way that this is written is very unique. It is written from the police tapes, so you don't hear the police talking as they're interviewing Dolores, but you get Dolores saying, "Oh yes, Jimmy." I don't think there's a Jimmy cop, but I'm just using him as a reference. "Oh yes, Jimmy, tell me about this and that." But you don't hear what Jimmy says to Dolores because this is all Dolores, and I love that. I think that's so feminist. I think that's such an amazing concept. This is a woman's novel. Like, it's so empowering, and the fact that people don't know about this, I'm like, why? This is a Stephen King novel you need to read. Like, don't watch the movie. Like, I know it has Kathy Bates in it, and I love Kathy Bates, and I just picture her through the book, and that was enough for me. And then my stupid self, I went and watched the film, and I did not like the film at all, and it made me very angry. But this book is so good. It is a whole nother level. It is essentially Dolores Claiborne is being interviewed by the police, and she's like, "Yeah, okay, I didn't kill Vera, but I did kill my husband, and so I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you what we did, how we got there." And there's this one quote in the book, and it was like my favorite quote, and there's like a lot of great quotes in here, and I love it so much. I don't even know where it's at in the book. Oh well. It's like, sometimes when all a woman has is being a bitch. I think that's the quote. And y'all, yes, spoken like a true bitch. Anyway, the next book that I have is Murder on the Orient Express by Agatha Christie. I saw the trailer for this. Trailer is really, really good. I have not read this. I want to read this. I loved And Then There Were None, and there's also a nice mass market paperback, which I prefer to read her editions in, but of course this is the only other mass market paperback of her books, so that's infuriating, but whatever. I am so excited. I don't want to know what happens. I don't care. All I know is it's a train and Johnny Depp is in the movie, and that's all I need to know, and I'm ready. Like, I will be reading this one very soon. The next one I have is also another Stephen King novel. This one's called Different Season. I put it in my psychological section because this one, it has 4 novellas, very famous novellas. We have the Rita Hayworth and the Shawshank Redemption. Of course, if you have seen the movie The Shawshank Redemption, like, it's amazing, and I've never read it, and I need to read it because I love The Shawshank Redemption, and yeah, I need it in my life. And then we have Act Pupil, which is the one I'm really, really, really excited for. This one follows a high school student who is neighbors with a Nazi war criminal. And it's very fascinating. And I know what happens because somebody spoiled it for me in like the top 5 Stephen King villains, and they told me what they did, and I was just sitting here like, I really wanted to read that one. But even though now I know, it made me want to read it more because I like to see how people go crazy and how that unfolds. And then we have The Body, which is about 4 rambunctious young boys who find a body, and it inspired the movie Stand By Me. And we have The Breathing Method, which follows a disgraced woman that is determined to triumph over the natural order and things to save her child. and I'm here for it. I really enjoy his psychological stories. His collection, Full Dark No Stars, has a lot of psychological stories in it. Really, really good ones. 1922, Big Driver, that was a good one. Those are crazy. I enjoy them. The next book I have is The Gravedigger's Daughter by Joyce Carol Oates. I don't know if this is a mystery. I don't know if this is suspense. And I don't know if this is a thriller. But it doesn't have any description on the back. It just has a big picture of Joyce Carol Oates. And I'm like, y'all, I just want to know what it's about. And I'm too lazy to look on Goodreads and find all that out. So I got it for like 25 cents at a bookstore, so you know, it was a good time. The next book I have is the 3 classics. I read this one. It is Animal Farm by George Orwell. I filmed a review for this, so you know, I'll leave the link down below. Of course, I love it because, you know, it's George Orwell and it's so freaking magnificent. And, you know, like, this right here shows I had fun reading it because annotation. So check that one out. Not as good as 1984, still good. The next one I have is The Screwtape Letters by C.S. Lewis. This one is a satire piece that follows Wormwood as and his uncle Screwtape. And Wormwood is a demon. Screwtape is a demon. And they're writing letters to each other. And we only get Screwtape's letters to Wormwood. So there's all kind of stuff, and there's so many annotations. I have so many annotations. Like, yes, I am currently on here. I'm using these for my devotional. I started reading this with one of my friends who I did one-on-ones with for my Christian group on campus, and we had fun. But, you know, we haven't been reading it together, so I just decided to turn it into devotionals. But right now I'm reading the book of Revelations and doing devotionals on that, so this is on hold until I'm done reading the book of Revelations, but that's okay because this is really good. I also read Mere Christianity with C.S. Lewis. I actually think I enjoy this one more than Mere Christianity, just because it's easier to fly through. My problem with C.S. Lewis is he loves to write long paragraphs. He has paragraphs that will start. Like, look. Example. Here's where it starts. Here's where it ends. That's a long paragraph. It's not a bad thing. It can just go on and on. And the last book in my classic book haul is This Side of Paradise by F. Scott Fitzgerald. This is F. Scott Fitzgerald's first published novel ever. He was kind of catapulted into success because of this. He wrote it actually because Zelda Sayer, who later becomes Zelda Fitzgerald, broke up with him. She's like, you're just like not cutting it for me. She essentially told him, like, I don't know if this writer business is like gonna bring me any financial like stability. Like, I can't marry you if you're not successful, if you're not stable. So, you know, he sat down, got in a drunken stupor, re-edited his short story that fit this, and then it came into the world, and, you know, Zelda and him rose to success, and then it was all downhill from there because, you know, I have to talk about that in my review for Z, another novel of Zelda Fitzgerald. But, you know, I'm really excited about this because I want to read more of Scott Fitzgerald. Horrible man. I hated him. But I love his writing. And I think it'd be interesting to see what it was like for people in the 1920s when they got this book. Like, what was it like when they came across such scandal for the first time? Because this sold a lot of copies for that time. Like, when you think about it, the amount of copies isn't a lot now, but back then the population was a lot smaller. So, he was very successful. And so, these are the books. These are the books. These are the books that I have. So let me know down below in the comments if you want to read or if you have read any of these. Let me know if you have any recommendations based off of what I bought. You know, like, you can recommend me stuff. I like recommendations. So I hope to see you down below in the comments, and I will catch you later. Bye!